What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's going on with the overall market and talk about some very important levels. I'm also going to break down another catalyst coming on for the market as we have Nvidia's event. So I'm going to talk about that just a little bit to then break down what the charts are suggesting. Let me first say that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And then don't forget about the Moomoo link. The offer ends very soon. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks. Anyways, now let's break down what's happening to the market. SPY got this very, very nice push all the way up to the 515 level. That's the level we called out. I told you that we had to break 515.5 to continue pushing. If we had failed to break this resistance, this is where we had these wicks here, we would likely turn back down. And if we lost this, our support was at 513.5. So what happened was it actually failed to break 515.5. We came back down to 513.5. Then we started to push. This is the exact level we had marked right over here. So you can see how well this is holding up. Now the question is what's going to happen moving forward? And I just want to say we have some very, very interesting catalysts. So starting off with Tesla, right? Tesla had some good news. Rivian has gained access to their supercharger network. There's also news that came out that Tesla is the top selling car company in Norway. And Cathie Wood was buying shares, not to mention they raised prices. So Tesla's been on a rip with all this bullish news, which is good for it. But on the other hand, we have something else that could affect the market big time if there's a big move, and that is Nvidia. So Nvidia ended up popping a bit because HSBC analysts are saying that Nvidia is a buy, and that they increased their price target from 880 to 1050. That's so they're saying Nvidia is going to likely ramp to 1050. They're very, very bullish on the stock, and they're saying it's a great buy in their opinion. So with that being said, right, that's the first thing that helped Nvidia today. But then we also have this right here. So in a city called San Jose in California, which is not too far from San Francisco, from what I've heard, they have a place called SAP Center. So basically, Nvidia is having this massive event over there. Today is the day, it's March 18th. They basically have this from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. That's in Pacific time because it's California time. So in Eastern Standard Time, it's basically after the market basically closes. Once the stock market closes at 4 p.m., this event is going to start. And if Nvidia makes a massive, massive move, if anything else is happening, if we see anything like this, Nvidia could actually affect the entire stock market, in my opinion. So we'll have to see. Does Nvidia get that move? That's going to be a big catalyst for the market. For now, let's just focus on what the charts are telling us. So for SPY, we're going to be watching for this. It might just continue to kind of shuffle like this for the majority of the day. Make sure you watch 513.5. We got to hold above that. If we lose it, then we could come all the way down to the 512.5 area. We're showing a little bit of weakness. We kind of like rejected here. We're showing a lower high, at least some signals of that being developed. So if we fail to break 514.2 and we just kind of shuffle here, we either shuffle for a bit or we can even drop a little lower to 512. But then we'll see if we get a bounce by tomorrow or not, depending on Nvidia's event. Watch 513.5, 512.5 as supports. And above this, we have resistance at 514.2 as minor resistance and stronger resistance at 515 to 515.5. If we break 515.5, we're bullish. 516.5 is coming next. But overall, just watch these levels. And SPY is showing a little bit of weakness though. So watch your levels and just know that SPY could kind of like pop and kind of retest 513.5. It's a possibility. If we do so, we could sink lower if we lose that support. So watch for that. Onto the triple Q. The triple Q is looking very similar to SPY, showing a little bit of weakness. We pushed up to this 441 area. We came back down, retested resistance just under 539, 439, excuse me, point 439.5. Once we reject it here, we're coming back down to 438. If we lose this support, we could actually come all the way down to the low of the day, and then eventually if we lose 437.5, 436 is coming next. That's very close to where this imbalance happens to be in the 436s. So we'll see how this thing does. Do we get this big rejection or not? Do we start selling off or do we continue? This may also be determined by Nvidia. So if we do sell off just a little bit, Nvidia could help this thing continue to run by tomorrow or not, depending on the moves that it ends up making. So right now, Nvidia is kind of flat. So if you look at it, it's not really doing a whole lot. It kind of popped, then dropped all the way down to about 872, and now we're back just under 885. This is the key level I had marked in the yellow. You guys can see 885 is going to be key. We're just kind of shuffling around here for now. We're going to be watching to see if this event causes Nvidia to blast off into the 900s, or if we get a big reversal and we start sinking back down to 850. We'll just have to wait and see. Whatever Nvidia does will likely dictate the market. So I think this is going to be very key. So watch for this overnight and we'll see how Nvidia does. As of right now, it's kind of boring, kind of choppy, not much is happening, but we'll see what happens. Then we have Tesla, which is still very strong in my opinion. I think that it has potential to retest the highs. We have 173.75 as resistance. If we break this, 175 is next. And if we break down, watch 172 and then 170. I called 175 in my earlier video about Tesla, and we actually came very close to that in the early hours. We're still not that far from it, so it could try to push higher. The chart is still bullish, but we do have some tough resistance close to about 174. So watch and see how it does there. And then if we break this, 175 is next. So far, so good from Tesla. The share price is still bullish. Then we have Apple. Apple's also looking pretty decent. So we got this nice push all the way up to about 177.5. Now we're coming back down, kind of shuffling at 175. If we lose that, watch 174 flat. That's right here, this line right here. This is actually kind of important. So right here, this yellow line that you're seeing, this was previous resistance. It's going to be becoming support if we do retest this. We'll have to see if we get a bounce off this 174 zone or if we end up losing it. It doesn't have to be precise. We could just drop a little bit more and then we'll see if we get a bounce or not. But overall, as far as Apple goes, I'll be watching it. Now, there's no guarantee it's going to actually come all the way down to 174. By the way, sometimes these could be a little bit off. I might just kind of shuffle at 175 and then bounce. But just watch 175, see how we end up reacting to this. Do we get a bounce or not? Are we about to test previous resistance? I'm just going to be watching it carefully, and we'll see how it goes. It could try to bounce off one of these levels. I'll be very patient in the meantime. With that being said, just for a couple more, the market is all over the place. Some tickers like Rivian are just testing 11.5 as resistance. Still kind of green, not looking bad after this bullish news came out. If it breaks this, 12 is a real possibility, but so far it's just shuffling. Microsoft showing some life. It came down, now it's back up. And now it's just continuing to trade sideways. So it dropped, came back up, now it's just trading sideways. Around 418. Not really much is going on with that chart. For Amazon, Amazon is trying to just consolidate as well. It's kind of stuck in the 174. It's a very boring day for it. Meta, on the other hand, is showing some life. It's trying to break past the 494 resistance I called out. If we break this, we could get closer to 500. We're still kind of stuck in the 494, so we haven't really gotten that break yet. All right, so we'll see how it goes. If we end up losing 492, make sure you watch 490, then eventually 488. But overall, it's looking a little bit more bullish. It could push a little bit more, but watch resistance just to be safe. All right, so those are your levels for Meta and the others. And I think Super Micro is another one people oftentimes want me to talk about. So for Super Micro, it's looking pretty weak. I called this out in the morning. I said it's looking weak. We lost 1,000. We're now at 990. If we lose this, we could continue to sink to 975, eventually 952. So I want to give you guys a warning. Please do what you have to do. I appreciate every single one of you so much. Have an absolutely incredible rest of the day, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Thank you for listening. The market's to the moon because the long term is still very bright despite these short-term fluctuations. Do not let a short-term price action get the best of your convictions if you're investing long-term or anything like that. Not financial advice, but that's just my view. So have a great day. Do what you have to do. Remain calm, cool, and collected. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you and peace out.